lame ducks and blind bats. Why are men such horrible leaders? We're going to talk about that right after this on the Manlihood Mancast.
You can be a man of courage, of honor, of integrity. You can be the father, the husband, the leader that your family and your community needs. This is the Manlihood Mancast. Here's your host, Josh Hatcher.
Gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the Manlihood Mancast. I am so grateful that you've taken the time to listen or watch what it is we're doing here at Manlihood. Listen, if you are appreciative of this, I want you to go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave a rating and a review so that we can help other people see this. If you're watching it on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Share the video with somebody. Click the little like thumbs up button next to it. If you're watching it on social media, the same thing. Let's help get the word out about what we're doing here. In fact, if you know somebody who would appreciate this episode, I want you to share it with them. I want you to say, you should check this out because Josh is doing good stuff and this manlyhood movement is something that I'm proud to be a part of, so I want to share it with you. And let's see if we can help more people join this movement of manhood. Also, just a quick reminder, I want you to go to themanlihood.com/store and I want you to purchase some gear. Yes, I know Josh is selling stuff. And yeah, I do because I put a lot of time, energy, and investment into manlyhood because I want this to make a difference in people's lives. So you can help support it by grabbing a t-shirt like the one that I'm wearing right now. It's got the red skull on it and it says "Man the Heck Up" on the back. I love this shirt. Gets some really great conversations started. We've got some other awesome shirts and mugs and things like that you can grab. So please do that. Hop onto our website, go to the store, and grab some gear. A lame duck is used to describe a person who's in office and their term is going to be ending soon and they're going to be replaced. And it's in that last section of their term when they really can't do a whole lot because whatever they do is going to get undone by the next guy. You know, every time a new president comes in, they'll sign new executive orders to undo the last guy's executive orders. You know, so you really start to lose your power and you're like a lame duck that can't walk or fly. And you've also heard the term blind bat, which would be a bat that flies around and can't see very well. Now, bats actually can see pretty well, and they use echolocation to help them locate things. So it's really a misnomer, but the concept, is here. I'm thinking especially of this idea of lame ducks. And it just makes me think about the fact that we have leaders at every level of our society who are lame and unable to accomplish what they're supposed to do, or they're blind and they can't see their own shortcomings or the shortcomings of their teams. And this goes from the lowest level to the top level, from your fast food order line all the way up to the presidency of the United States. We have people who are in positions of leadership who know nothing about what it means to be a leader. We have men who are in positions of leadership in their family, and they know nothing about what it means to be a leader. We have bosses who have been at a company longer than the other people, so they're automatically promoted to the role of supervisor or manager. But they know nothing about how to truly lead. I've seen this everywhere. This is an opportunity for you to be different than what's happening at every level of our society. What we get to do is we get to say, I'm going to choose to become a student of leadership. I'm going to choose to learn how to lead wherever I'm at. And you don't have to have a position to be a leader. I'll talk about that in a minute. But you want to become the most valuable person at your place of employment. You want to become the most important member of your family. You want to be the most important person in your community. Do you want to run for president of the United States and actually lead this country to greatness again? It starts by understanding what leadership is and how it works. So leadership is influence. Leadership is the ability to influence people's thoughts and opinions and actions. Leadership is not a title. Leadership is not a position. Leadership is not a pay raise. Leadership is influence, and it's also responsibility. Because if you are a leader, you have a responsibility for the people on your team. If you are a leader and something goes wrong, it's up to you to make it right. You're not there to point fingers or to pass blame. You're there to solve the problem and make it right. I can't tell you how many politicians will spend their entire term in office blaming the politician before them for the problems that they are facing. Stop. I can't tell you how many managers blame their team underneath them, or they blame the night shift, or they blame upper management for the problems they face, or they blame corporate for the problems they face, instead of actually dealing with the problem, instead of actually making a way for things to be better. And I understand that some things are out of your control. Corporate issues a new policy. That policy comes down to your level, and there's nothing you can do about it, and it just sucks because corporate has bad leadership, and they didn't take the time to think about how that decision would affect down the stream. I get that. We see that all the time, but it happens. So here's your level. You want to lead? Then you say, here's what we have. Here's how we're going to work with this. And we can communicate back to corporate. We can give them the feedback that they need to know, hey, this new policy is running into these problems. You know, a good leader communicates well and efficiently. A good leader takes responsibility. A good leader is a problem solver. That's what your job is if you're a leader, is you're a problem solver. Now, I had a job one time where I was not hired as a leader. The place where I worked had a manager and several people that worked underneath that manager that were kind of all at the same level. And then my job was actually to serve them. Each of them had a responsibility, and then they would come back to me and I would serve them with my skills to make sure they could do their job. What was happening is they wouldn't get me what I needed to do my job properly, and I would find myself chasing them and being impatient with them and frustrated. And really what needed to happen is the person at the top, the manager, needed to do a better job of giving them tasks and goals and accountability. But the manager was too busy listening to the upper management who just wanted to complain to her about everything and not solve problems. And she didn't have time to solve problems. So here's all these people who aren't doing their job, and as a result, I can't do my job. So I put on my leader hat. I was technically more on the bottom rung here. But what I said was, I'm going to lead. I'm not going to get paid to lead. I'm not going to get a title to lead. So every day I would work with this team and I would say, hey guys, don't forget that I need to have X, Y, and Z by this time today in order for me to get this done. And can you do this? And can you do this? And I would just give them tasks. And they were grateful because they needed that leadership. They actually received it very well. And we worked well together and we accomplished so much. And we erased a backlog of work. And we got ahead of things and we were doing really well. When I had another job opportunity come my way and I left that job, my boss cried. The manager cried. She laid her head down on her desk and cried. "What am I going to do without you?" she said. Now, I haven't always done it that well. Not every position that I've been in have I led that well or had the opportunity to do it that well. But that position is a good example of where I wasn't at the top, but I knew that if I was going to do my job, somebody had to lead, so I led. Honestly, I believe that leadership belongs at every level of life and every level of society. You don't have to be the shift manager or the shift supervisor or the store manager, or you don't have to have the title to lead. Set a good example. Don't be the one complaining. Do a good job with your work and set the example for the others. Offer help and assistance to the people that you work with. What you do is you make yourself valuable to your company when you do that. The same thing can be applied to any level of life. You want to be a better leader in your home? Well, communicate well what your expectations are. Set an example for how to get things done. Teach, train, and you will see your home go in a better direction. I think this is the same thing that we need at every level. And if you want to become a better leader, there are all kinds of resources. All you have to do is look up leadership development books or leadership development podcasts and listen. The John Maxwell Leadership Institute has amazing resources that can help you become a better leader. It's a simple, short podcast you can listen to once a week. There's books, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. These books will change your life. They will make you a better leader. They will make your job go better and go smoother. They would make our nation go smoother and better if our elected officials who call themselves leaders would actually lead. Our elected officials are actually there to represent us, but often they end up needing to lead, and as they are needing to lead, they've done a pretty poor job because they spend all of their time fighting and finding fault and disagreeing with. That's not leadership. I believe that the world would be such a better place if each of us embraced our responsibility to lead and to lead well. If each of us took the time to learn how to become a better leader in our homes, in our families, in our communities, in our nation. Take some time and think about that. What areas of your life are you able to lead? What areas of your life need more investment so that you can become a better leader? If you want to discuss this, pick it apart, let's ask questions about it, hop on the Manlihood Man Cave on our Facebook group, and let's talk about it. Let's see some ways that we can become better leaders. Not find fault, not point fingers. You know, it's easy to point the fingers at the lame ducks that we see running around and the blind bats that we see running around. Let's not make it about that. Let's make it about how we can become better leaders. Because I believe that that's what this country, that's what this nation, that's what our families, that's what our society needs, is more people that lead well. Anyway, that's what I've got for you today. I love you guys. I care about you. And I'll see you next time.
If you want to be a better man, check out our website, manlihood.com, for blogs, videos, and more from our Manlihood team. And you can also join our private Facebook group, Manlihood Man Cave, where you can meet up with a band of brothers who will challenge you and help you on your journey of manhood. This episode is produced by Hatcher Media for manlihood.com. Be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you're listening to the show. Tune in again for more of the Manlihood Mancast.